Do you ever wonder why some Christians smear dirt on their face for one day a year? Are you a Christian and wonder why you do it? Today we're going to explore Ash Wednesday. Let's start with the basics. Ash Wednesday is the first day of Lent, a period of 40 days that leads up to Easter. Lent is 40 days long to remind us of the 40 days that Jesus spent in the wilderness. 40 is an important number in the Bible, and it signifies a time that is long enough to get things done. Moses spends 40 days waiting for the law on Mount Sinai. The Israelites spend 40 years in the desert. Noah spends 40 days in the ark, and Jesus spends 40 days in the wilderness. Our 40 days of Lent is a time of prayer, fasting, and repentance as we prepare to celebrate the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. As an aside, Lent is actually longer than 40 days. It includes the 6 Sundays, which aren't counted as days of fasting, but days of celebration, kind of little Easters that happen each week along the way. So Ash Wednesday starts Lent. And we mark the day with a service where we mark our heads with ashes. Why ashes and not dirt or paint or marker? Ashes are an ancient symbol from biblical times that showed mourning and repentance. They were used not just by the Hebrews, but by people throughout the region as a sign of grief. When people heard bad news, they would put ashes on their heads and tear their garments. We see it from Tamar and from Job and Ezekiel. The sign of ashes as repentance is used in the Bible from as early as Numbers and as late as Matthew. It is a universal symbol used to mark our lowness and how we have been brought low and how we are reminded of our position in grief and in repentance. Another little aside, many modern Jews still tear their clothes in a sign of grief, but they don't use the ashes. It is something that is unique to the Christian practice. Putting ashes on our head, on top or in a smudge or on the sign of a cross, reminds us of our sense of shame, of penance, and of grief. To further emphasize our need for repentance, the ashes used are from Palm Sunday of the previous year. It's a complicated story that I'll explore more in a future sermonette, but for now know that it is a story of betrayal and how fickle we are as we praise and then abandon Jesus Christ. Ash Wednesday reminds us of the darkness, the sin, the filth that is found lurking in the recesses of our soul. And in Ash Wednesday, we start on a path of cleansing, of renewal, of rebirth that is finalized in the story of Jesus' crucifixion and in the wondrous celebration of His resurrection on Easter morning. And so we can clear out all that decay, all that dirt, all that crud, and it is transformed on Easter Sunday. And we can approach that celebration with a clean and renewed heart. And all of that can be found in a little smudge on Ash Wednesday. A church near you will be holding an Ash Wednesday service. I encourage you to go and experience it. Hear the message and the songs of lament. No one's required to receive the ashes. And if nothing else, you'll understand the tradition better for next time. You'll want to join us for the next sermonette, where we will explore Lenten traditions, including fasting, eating fish on Fridays, and maybe just a little bit of Mardi Gras. We hope to see you there.